Standing behind me here are students of Tai Solarin University of Education, as well as some other students mobilized from various campuses from Lagos, Abeokuta, Ijebu-Ode, and even from Ogumosho. And these students are not here to joke. Neither are they here to play with the governor. They are here to solidarize on a certain demands against obnoxious policies of the government of Amosun, as well as the fraudulent characteristics of policies of Professor Yemisi, the Vice Chancellor of Tai Solarin University of Education. Obviously, you will see that students are burning on with various angers against policies of astronomical increment in acceptance fee. Recently, the Yemisi-led administration increased the acceptance fee from 30,000 to 40,000 just last session. But again, in the same session, the same university management increased the vocational studies fee from 1,000 naira to 25,000 naira, and that was not enough for them to justify their fraudulent ineptitude. They however changed the vote fee and rebranded into registration fee that today now costs 25,000 naira. The point there is that what is there to register? What's even the meaning of registration fee? After a student must have paid a whooping sum of 76,500 naira as school fees, pay a condemnable 40,000 naira as acceptance fee, and yet you're asking these individuals to come and pay an additional 20,000 naira registration fee, but 25,000 naira registration fee, as if that was not enough. I have never had it anywhere on the surface of the universe, whether in the most advanced countries or in the most backward corners, where students are made to pay tax. As it stands now, students, before they can have access to education in Taswed, they must pay tax of 10,000 naira. And like I said earlier, this is an height of madness and absurdity, because there is no way in the world where students can be taxed, in the sense that students are not workers. So how do you expect students that are not workers, how do you expect them to pay tax? That's a night of thievery. But however the case may be, some may have even argued that the taxation is paid with the name of the parent. But that in itself is still a maintenance of double standard, because of the fact that even taxation on education becomes rational so far as government is able to fund free education. And since government is unable to fund free education, taxation remains fraudulent. But as it stands now too, the students, in addition to the payment of 151,000 naira, are being forced to pay another amount of 20,000 naira for late registration, for late submission of green file, which means that students who have coped and struggled to pay a sum of 151,000 naira are being forced to pay another 20,000 naira. That's a whopping 171,000. But greatest Nigerian people, listen to this economics. How rational is it to make a citizen, a population that is living on barely 18,000 naira minimum wage, how do you expect them to afford 171,000 naira in an economy of a biting recession? That is why our demands are clear and they are explicit. Number one, that government reverses the fraudulent policies of taxation. Number two, that government reverses the policies of introduction of registration fee. And we also demand that government, EFCC and ICPC should come into the probing of the Professor Yemisi-led administration, because as it stands now, throughout the entire years of administration of that particular management, no single hostel has been built so far, and that as well could also come as a shortcoming of the Amosun-led government. After 6 years, no single building in that institution. I mean, how rational it is for a university that is supposed to be the first and the best university education in Nigeria, is second in Africa, and yet cannot boast of a single decent hostel. cannot boast of a decent lecture theatre, cannot boast of decent laboratories. This is the backward state of tax-food, and we are admonishing well-meaning Nigerians to help us in demanding, or to join us in demanding, the fact that government immediately fund the education of tax-food.
Before we go, this is 12:48. We are giving the governor 1 hour to address us. In the next 1 hour, we will come back this place again. And we go to Nigeria students. Let's go.
Who's the president now? Okay. You don't have president. I will do something that you like it. That's why I'm saying that. Don't be the leader. I need to come to company. See, this is what he's going to address you now. But we are going to take you inside. We organize you in the
I will not talk to you on the road. So we go there. Once we are, why you make me governor? We will not agree. No going back. State, so this is not a kangaroo state. This is the home of the Awolowo of the show in cast of all those eggheads. Have you
It's a different case.
All our demand has not yet been stated. All our demand has not yet been. Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? No, not satisfied, sir.
Now you listen to me first, okay? You listen. Because we pray, and that is why when I see things like this, yes, you go back to memory lane. I pray that in the next maybe 20, 30 years, some of you will be where I am. Because, sorry, you are in university. Even maybe because, wait a minute, you cannot be until when you are 35. So I expect that there's nobody that is more than maybe 25 here. So, okay, so we pray that in the next 10 years, if you are in politics, okay, let's go into that because you will not be 35. Now just listen, we should have learned one small lesson now here. When I met you by the gate, I told you that as a governor, and this is Ogun State, we should send the right signal out there. We are not one, with all due respect, we are Ogun State. Yes. We were the first to have access to Western education. And that is why we have first this, first that from Ogun State. So whatever we do, people out there look into it. They want to copy it. They want to see what we are doing. And that is why I said, I as governor will not stand on the road and address any student. This is not the first time. Yes, good. I ask you that we have the option. We could have gone in there. I will have talked to you. You insisted that no. And that's why I said no problems. Only 2 places. If it's not that place, this is not the first time, we'll come to the stadium. So everybody will speak. Now, please, when we are making our demands like this, if we are not articulate, if we allow our emotions to override our what we come here for, nobody will even get to the root of what we are saying. In all that you put here, because I've seen, and that's why I look at the letter again, only one that we say directly affects maybe us as a government, and that's the last bit you are talking about, subvention, which I will speak to. All the other ones are administrative things. That if you have presented the thing, indeed, all these administrative ones, we could have invited all your people there and asked them. So when you wrote, we asked them. They have some of the replies here, and that's why I look at it again. I said you should give me the reply that they gave is here. All the things that you raise. I said, okay, call them, let them write their defense. The only one that they will not be in a position to write is the very last one that you put there. And that is the one on, you talk about subvention. Just let me finish, I will explain to you. So let me take it, all this one, just wait, listen. All this, they are administrative. And because we are those that are educated, we can see all that is happening. When things like this happen and I look, I see, and I'll say, okay, well, no problems. That is why we are here, to explain to you if you do not know. Now, before where we find ourselves as a nation, for 4.5 years, the total money that the government paid by way of subvention was 52 billion. You are educated, I can explain it to you. So if for 4.5 years, we paid 52 billion naira by way of subvention, then between us, you should in some way say that it is not that we are not doing anything. Indeed, and I'm sure that, and I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility, and I'm not that I want to maybe bring down any other states. No. Our brothers in maybe other states, we just heard that they've just paid 500 million. No, just leave that, because it's so easy when you are not there. You know, governance is a sacrifice. That once you accept that you want to serve, then you live with it. The way you are singing, I have children too, but because I've once been students, for your information, they are here. Let's finish. You don't want to listen to me?
Arbitrary tax is recognized. What our parents are supposed to pay is personal income tax. And that presupposes the fact that they must be working or doing something else. Now, as it stands now, if Mr. Governor have given all our parents a receipt to pay 10,000 naira tax, is he saying that, is he saying that all of our parents are earning the same thing?
Yes.
What was the parameter of calculation to have said that we are going to pay 10,000 naira tax?
There are people doing accounting here. Accounting. Very economics is the same thing. That tax in today.
Sir, we are university students. We are university students, sir. We are university students. We are paid for arguments. And I'm quite sure you don't want to build monkeys and gorillas. If you are accusing, for instance, you are accusing our students of being unruly, of not being in a 21st century behavior. But if you want to see 21st century students, you have to give our universities a 21st century funding.
Now,
you told us that, sorry.
You have 2 months.
Yes, you told us that education cannot be free, especially our tertiary education, because of increased population. May I tell you, Mr. Governor, back then, our sponsored free education in which you attended with cocoa money, with money generated from cocoa. Now, even though we might begin to argue that Nigeria is in recession, even though it is fictitious, I want us to know that before we entered into this recession you brought us into, the entire government for starters, before we entered this recession, Nigeria generated trillions and trillions of dollars from oil, such that cocoa would have never imagined such a money will exist. So why is it that you have governed this institution for the past, you have governed this state for the past 6 years. For almost 6 years. Nigeria arguably, I don't believe there is a recession because it was man-made. Nigeria arguably entered into recession in 2015. Before 2015, no single lecture theatre has been built in Taswood. By your administration, sorry. So, may we now ask you, all the billions of dollars, all the trillions of money that was generated via oil, where is it going to? And when we are there, sorry, if you must ask our parents to cope with the question of recession, it means that it must come to equity, must come with clean hands. It means that we must start from you. When it begins something very ridiculous, as change begins with me. In fact, if I wanted change begins with me, I should have voted for myself. So change should begin from the seat of power. At this period in time,
you have to hand up
I'm
now.
rounding up, Mr. Governor.
Now.
I'm rounding up. I'm rounding up. I'm pushing it to you, Mr. Governor, that if indeed you want our citizens to make sacrifice, you must make sacrifice with your outrageous allowances and salaries. I submit.
Listen. Come on. Now, I have 5 more minutes. Hey, don't. Anybody that disturb anybody going, I will order that the person is.
Thank you for your dubious flamboyance.
Wait. Now, please. No. I cannot be here Number, you cannot, you should behave well. You should call, I'm sure you must come from a good home. You cannot, can you speak to your parents and say dubious? I'm here, I've been here since. And you carry your mic, you said, Mr. Governor, to your dubious. I will not. This is not Ogun State. This is Ogun State. You will speak sensibly and in a way that people will know that you are well brought up. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Governor,
don't say to what you want to say.
I'm very sure you decided to take us on a walk
just wait.
Of over 10 kilometers.
Yeah, that's
advised on security warnings. That if you take them on a lengthy journey, they will fizzle out. But I want to assure you, we arrived here much more reinvigorated than we left the governor.
I think if you had point, listen.
I'm grabbing on my point.
Can you please? No. You are not saying any point.
I am grabbing on my point.
Go ahead to say the point.
I am grabbing on my point.
Oh yeah, let him go. Oh yeah, go. Say your point. You have 3 more minutes.
So it is unfortunate to don't have leadership anymore in this country. I was privy to your second term electioneering campaign. I was at Ibesa when you came to seek votes from electorates, and you came to meet us on the streets to seek our votes. It is unfortunate at the governor's office you said you cannot talk to us on the streets. That shows your haughtiness. And that shows you are proud. That shows you are no longer a man of the people. Two more minutes. I am sure you are aware of the extortionist wickedness going on in Southwest. We have written that it appears your government does not understand gentlemanly conduct. What you understand is violence. If we had not come to you today, you probably would not have reacted to all of this.
Yes.
So let us know. You said you cannot fund education anymore.
Yes.
And it speaks of your leadership deficiency.
Yes.
It speaks of your leadership failure.
Please take the floor. Come. It shows that you are not well brought up. No. Wait. Everybody has spoken. Just calm down. You have spoken. No. Take the mic from him. No. You can't speak again. No. Speak again. Come. Give them the mic. What is your problem? You don't need to worry. Wait. Hey, listen, Daddy. Do you know why you don't need to worry? Somehow he has succeeded. Wait. Somehow he has succeeded in messing all that to come to do. It's on tape, so that's why I'm happy. That's why I said they should allow. Wait. That's why I allow him to speak. Clearly, it's on tape, and clearly he has other motive. Because if it is the same thing we gave him, the first thing was that you're dubious, you are not whatever. How can a well-trained person come? Everybody, all 5 people have spoken before you. They spoke, we didn't say anything.
Shut up, guys. Doesn't do that.